Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to read for one of my awesome viewers. Her name is Mimi, so I have her question right here. Mimi Rose. She says there's a reader that sees an economic crisis crash coming soon, maybe worse than the 1930s, and that we should start stocking up on non-perishable supplies. Have you seen anything like that? Well, myself, I think it's always a good idea to stock up on non-perishables. Not to hoard, but to, get through some times if you have the space. And so other than that, I will just, because I, don't have a feeling about it, but I will drop the camera down and I'm not sure which system I'll use that. I'll probably start with the tarot and then use the Lenormand, I think. Actually, Kipper would be good too, but I don't know. I will explore it. So let me drop the camera down and get started. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to use this little deck, the Maybe Lenormand by Ryan Edward. And so just knowing that spiritual law says that working out of the law of abundance, or working with the law of abundance creates more abundance, right? So if our consciousness is geared towards thinking of win-win situations with each other and creating positive reality so that everyone has what they need, working from love, working, with the laws of love, then we will create more abundance. But if we're coming from lack all the time, like feeling like there's not enough, which is what greedy people usually do, which is why they're so greedy, because they don't believe there's enough deep down inside, and they have to hold on to as much as they possibly can. Well, if you do that in life, it just creates more lack. So they might wind up being very wealthy with money, but they won't have wealth inside. And you can see that with people like Donald John Trump. He's empty inside. So anyway, this reading is to look at where the economy is going, because we can be very cognizant of the way we're thinking and believing and working within, within ourselves for working through the laws of abundance, but we don't have any control over anyone else doing that. And this reading will be looking at, the United States as a whole. And we are, connected globally to other countries too, so there's that. But let's look at, I guess I'll drop it out into 2024. Between now and so June 21st, 2021, and let's say the end of 2024. How will our economy go? And let's just start with 10 cards and see what we get. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay. That's okay. I'll tell you how I feel about that in a moment. And if this opens up a can of worms, I'll reshuffle and, get into another question. But so far what I see here's our theme. This row is always my theme. And then I look all night out to these other cards, but for these two cards here on the end, I just want to look at this for a moment to let you know that this would be thinking rationally rather than it being, because I'm looking at humanity as a whole in the USA and how we're connected globally. This has to be rational thought, and this would be intuitive thought. Okay, so the theme is sudden new opportunities that open the doors to having us look at ways to improve and ways to think rationally, especially as to our security. The bear is all about money, power, and protection. And we will be watching. We're going to be watching the laws that are on the books. We're going to be watching for anything that's hidden. This can also have to do with studying the economy and studying the market, and it can also have to do with education. So between now and the end of 2024, I think we can look at improvements. The Storks is all about change and improvements, renovations, things like that. Even job changes. But the changes lead to more education. And then this card, it can be breakthroughs. It's also, what I'm getting here has to do with renewable energies. I'm feeling like this has to do with technology, solar, any renewable technology is going to be key to improving, and there's going to be a lot of education. This goes with when we finally get that dang infrastructure bill passed. It's going to open up new ways of looking at abundance and money and power and protection. This card is also ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is in Taurus at this point. We still have another few years left of that. And Taurus is all about safety and security, nurturing safety and security. So that's the rational way that we're going. I do not have one single card here of minimizing. If you wanted to look at this card as being a crash, okay, so let's see what cards touch. If it were a crash, then it's just over the wealthiest. It could be new changes over the wealthiest. Because this card is just like you're so wealthy. This is a pig in a vat of wine celebrating. Because it's next to the woman, it might be that intuitively that's the place, just like I was opening up with, to teach about the laws of abundance, that if we can intuitively align with that, we can get through anything. But I don't feel like this is the shocking. If I had the mice here, or anywhere in here, if I had the mice, which minimizes, if I had the fox, which is all about, like hidden agendas and scams and things like that to watch out for, if I had the cross, which shows like getting through a really burdened time, or if I had the coffin showing something ending, if I at least had the mountains to slow things down, but I don't. I don't have any of that. We have watching new inventions is what I'm getting in safety and security. That's Uranus and Taurus. That's what we're going through right now, humanity as a whole. Inventions and security, and that protect Mother Earth, Taurus, Earth. Ruled by Venus, Taurus rules Venus and Libra. So we're talking about, Mother Earth, Gaia energy, and that balancing Mother Earth. So studies, inventions that open new doorways, we're going to keep watching that and keep nurturing that. Rational changes, improvements, because we know the right way to go. This is an action card, and the action goes towards studies. But this could be changes in like secret inventions that will be revealed. That's possible. Secrets being revealed. Yeah, let's see. I don't feel like there's anything to worry about, honestly. You know, and I always remember one of my dear years ago when I did personal training, I had this awesome client who, she worked in insurance, and she was self-employed, worked in insurance. And she said to me, I don't know how we got into the conversation, but she said to me, well, it was something about worrying, and she said, you know what, I realized one day that if I'm worrying too much, or if I'm worrying, I'm not working hard enough. And that just like blew my mind. It's like, yeah, that's right. Like, why sit around and worry that you know things aren't going to be good? How about we work to make them good, right? Just keep working. Just keep working on making them good. Because, you know, the bear card here is all about strength. It is about also, because part of the question was, should we stock up on non-perishables? Yes, that's what the bear is. Yes, watch your non-perishables, but you know, don't buy anything that won't last 2 years, right? But then again, some things say, you know, they expire in 2 years, but they could, you know, last for 10. So anyway, I don't say anything to worry about here, honestly. How about, let's look at it from a different angle. How about we look at it from, so I don't see a crash. No, I do not see a crash. We're so much wiser than that, you know. I don't really know how much of our economy is actually tied to the stock market. And I say that because the stock market, yes, it is. Well, if we have our, you know, too much investment in our like IRA, you know, IRA account or 401k, all of that, if we put all our eggs in one basket, then yeah, there could be a problem. Like, you know, they always say to diversify or whatever, but, and yeah, you can't make diddly squat in savings accounts right now. But I don't know about you guys. I just where I would invest my money is very limited because I would only buy conscious stocks. You know, things that companies. I would only invest in companies that are for the good of whole. I wouldn't invest in just some money market. You know, that invest in anything that makes money, right? Because that's not what I want to do with my resources. I only want to invest in things that, and you know, granted, it's hard to be really clean that way. Just when we look at the power of our dollar and like what we buy, you know. Although I don't buy things like sodas and Coca-Cola, you know what I mean. I don't invest my money in things like that. But let's just look at, let's like go on me, my head. Let's look at what is the direction of the economy. Where is the economy headed over the next few years? How about that? Okay. Where is the United States of America's economy headed over the next few years? Ooh, we get it again. And again. Interesting. Okay. And again. And again. My goodness, you guys saw how I shuffled. And again. Whew. Okay. That's actually beautiful there. Okay. So here we go. Here's our theme right here. And I just heard the word awakening to new studies, new discoveries, new vocational, type of work. So just like I said before, renewables, any able-bodied, willing, strong, man and women that could, put up solar panels, create solar panel arrays, maybe even working in clean water, things like that. That's where we're headed. We're headed towards sudden discoveries, surprising discoveries, electric lightning discoveries. I like that this is above, because the cards up here control the ones down here. So things that we've been studying are going to open up. And this is a card of abundance. This is a major card of abundance. This is a card of nurturing abundance. This is a card of creativity and family. These two cards mirroring each other here and knighting down here tells me that there's new creative discoveries that we will continue to nurture. And this has to do with home and hearth. So we're talking like HVAC, heating and air conditioning methods, ways to have something that's not so complicated. Breakthroughs in complications, breakthroughs in financial complications. Although the snake is hanging over the fish, so let's see. But then again, breakthrough, we're going to have honorable new ways to break through complications in financing, I think. This could also be that there will be shocking revelations for people who have betrayed our trust in government and who've been hiding. They will be seen, because that's something we really care about here with the heart. We really care about fighting global warming and getting our climate control going, right? Like, it's just, it's awful. But then again, to each his own, but I've always wondered why Las Vegas was ever born. You know what I mean? Yeah, a bunch of gangsters have started the town, and then they, but this isn't to put down anybody living in Vegas now, because, it's a lot of people like to live in the desert. But there is a great toll on the water, the complications of getting water to populations that are in very hot climates, water drying up, droughts, right here, droughts, bitter droughts, and complications with the heat, because it literally, look how many pools are in California. Look how many people have pools in their backyards, and triple-digit, summers where they can just literally watch the water dry out, dehydrate, evaporate up into the air. And, so there are issues with that. There could be sudden problems with water, and we need to care more. There will be more care about that. We are nurturing more care about that, about our natural resources with clean water. But then again, this could be, these two here remind me of providing clean water, studies, discoveries for clean water, which has been really complicated. I know they're talking about in California, they're already working on it, turning gray water into drinking water. Yeah. That's the heart that will pump and be nurtured is clean, so clean water, obviously clean water. Clean water renewables, that's where the economy is headed. And there will be, I think these two cards here are telling me there will be new laws, new orders as to how the commodities of, the water utilities can be used. So California will probably have some new laws that, for that state. I don't know about Las Vegas and, Nevada. Yeah. They tend to want to, be a little like Texas and not have much regulation. But I could be wrong about that. But all I'm seeing here for sure is that when it comes to economy, the direction that the economy is heading is new revelations and abundance. But then also, so nurturing abundance and really caring about that and caring about water, clean water, and caring about what creates abundance. And then when it comes to what could be complicating abundance, well, we're going to be watching. We're going to be watching and investigating and having wisdom and some sight into, we're going to be observing, paying a lot of attention to where the money goes. That's so interesting. Where the money goes and who could be. I mean, these two cards here together can have like creative. That gives me the energy of creative abundance that's just really abundant. This might be watching the billionaires, and this might be some shocking new tax law on the billionaires by the end of 2024. Because I put these two cards together, and this one here, this is like watching the billionaires. Like this could be like the billionaire club. And how they have, so there's going to be changes to the way they've had their, ability to create abundance. Creative finance is what I'm getting here. Creative finance. Okay, so over the next few years, I think there are going to be some new laws enacted to stop this betrayal of the system. Because the way it is in some states is that there is such little regulation and valuable resources of clean water and energy can be manipulated by these utility companies that need to have more regulations over them because they affect all of us. This is like the oil companies who've just destroyed, like BP Oil and some of these, Exxon, Chevron, all of the, who just think of the Exxon Valdez oil spill and BP oil spill, all of these ways that they have literally damaged, hurt our water supply and the oceans and fish. And it's just, even think of Fukushima, we are going to be caring so much more about that by the end of 2024, and there will be some new laws that are enacted, I believe, will be shocking to those people, but we will be watching these wealthy billionaires who want to, so it's like OPEC, these huge corporations that are in it just for the money and they don't care about the earth. That, I think, is what will be changing. Yeah. Okay, so, but as far as any crash, again, I do not see it. I don't see any crash. I don't see any big economic crash at all. Again, gave it a second chance, and I still do not have the mice, fox, coffin. I don't have any of those negative cards, not even the mountain. I don't have anything like that. So, okay, well, that's all I have on this one. Thanks, you guys. Take good care. Bye.